You know, I have a lot of people, just like the other day, about 400 people. They like these sheriff stories, I guess, from someone who's been around a long time. But I'll tell you about my first call I went on to. I was right out of the Army. I got out of the Army, a Vietnam combat veteran, on a Wednesday and went to work on the sheriff's office on a Thursday. My formal training was being handed a brown envelope, actually two, by Captain Ross Michael, a Navy veteran. He gave me one. He said, this one you can arrest them, this one you can take them to court, Civil Division. So we went out on a call up around where I was raised on the Ridge Road area there off Bethesda Road. It was nighttime, and we got a call about shots being fired. So we pulled down this driveway, shaded by old pine trees and a gravel road, and we pulled down in there. And about halfway down, we had our windows rolled down, and a couple things flew by my elbow there, and Captain said, "What's that you think?" I said, that's a bullet. One thing I know, I don't know a whole lot about law, but I can tell you that was a bullet. So we got down there, and there stood this big old man, about 6'5", about 275 pounds, looked to be about 65 years old, and I was all of 22 at the time. He's standing there with a rifle in his hand. Well, I looked over into a car there, an old Barracuda, the yellow one. There sat a young man, looked to be in his 20s, and he was naked as a jaybird. So it seems the old man had came home from church a little early and caught this young man in there with his daughter. But on the way into the house, he took the boy's keys out of the car. So when the young man was confronted inside, he, of course, run out the back door and dove in his car, anticipating to leave. But the old man came out with a rifle and shook his keys at him and said, "You're not going anywhere, son." So being the young, scrappy, strong warrior that I felt like I was, I approached myself and put myself in a position in front of the old man. I said, "Well, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab that old man's gun right there and jerk it right out of his hand." Well, my captain, he moved around on the other side and started talking to him, kept him a little busy, so I went over there with my hero self, and all of a sudden I reached down, I grabbed that rifle by the stock and by the barrel, and I yanked on that thing. Well, that old man, he lifted me about 2 feet off the ground and said, "What are you doing, son? You trying to get hurt?" Well, when he let me down, I walked back over to the car there with the naked boy there. And I said, "Son, we got something in common." He said, "What's that, sir?" I said, we're not having a good day at all here." So I finally talked to the old man and let him go. And the old boy, he looked up at me and said, "You think I could go in and get my clothes?" And I said, "I don't think I would advise it too much right now." So that was my first call in the sheriff's office in 1970 with Captain Ross Michael. He was my hero. He taught me everything. And I just thought I might share that with you to let you know that I had a reputation of being a tough guy through the years, but I got humbled quite a few times. To all my good friends back in North Carolina and Davidson County, and for all those who can't get out and about, I love you and I miss you. Have a good day.